Another new lace feature that we've added in this update is auto lace. And the auto lace makes it really easy to turn an artwork piece like you see here or some stitches into freestanding lace. And think of it as like a background where you could use it as just a freestanding piece, or you could add something onto it. To use this, first you need a piece of artwork or some stitches. In this case I have this little bunny, and this bunny was actually taken from the custom shapes that come with the software. And I just brought it up on the screen. You can see it right here, Bunny 01. And I just brought it in, and I have it at almost 4 inches, not quite 4 inches tall. And I want to show you just how easy it is to turn this into lace. So I'm going to select it, and I'm just going to come down to the bottom, and we have this tool called Auto Lace, and it appears right here. When I select it, everything is done and ready to go. This is now a freestanding lace design. One of the things that I will point out with it is whenever you're doing a freestanding lace, you want something to be a little bit more simple or have enough size to it to work great with lace. This one about 4 inches tall, it makes it easy to use. Now if this was about 2 inches tall, it would be a little bit difficult because you have a lot of pieces that are involved here, and if you start scrunching things up too much, you might not get the results you want. So you want to make sure that your design is simple and at the appropriate size in order to make it work. So this, like I said, works fine. You can see that that it came out really good. If I go to undo, you can see I started with one piece of artwork. I simply came in and clicked the auto lace, and the software automatically put every piece in for me. This is pretty amazing what we're able to do here. Is we're able to make it to where you don't have to know anything about creating lace, and with one click of a button the software is creating all of these objects for you. And just to show you what all is involved here, I'm gonna do a slow redraw, and so we're gonna start it about right here, and let me go ahead and hit play, and so I can show you what all is created. So the first thing that the software does is it creates this mesh background, like this mesh fill, and what it's going to do is it's going to go one direction, and then it's going to come back and go like the opposite direction to create this webbing to kind of tie everything together. And I'll speed this up a little bit so you can see it's going all the way to the edge. Now it's going to come back and go the opposite direction so that everything gets locked together and everything is connected, and so that it can stand by itself. The next thing that the software is going to do is it's going to create this little fill border around the edge, and this is something that's kind of more unique with lace that you don't see many people doing, and it's something that a lot of people probably should include with their lace designs, because this really helps lock these stitches together to make sure that nothing can happen or unravel. So now that the mesh background it's actually still going, it does one more layer here, and just to really give it the bulk, I'm going to speed it up here, and now it's going to start doing that fill stitch along the edge to lock everything in place. Let me make this go a little bit faster here. So it's going to create this border, and just to grab everything, lock it together so that nothing can happen for it to unravel. And then lastly, it's going to create a satin around the edge just as a finishing touch to make it look really clean and crisp and nice. And the results are amazing. It comes out so good. And the thing that's the most amazing to me is we've given the ability to select one object and automatically turn it into this. As with everything else, this lace is kind of set up like applique, where you have your mesh, you have your border stitch, like that fill, and then you have the satin border around the edge, and I can come in and change the colors of each of these. So I could make that pink, I can make this one a darker pink, and then I could come and make this green. I could keep it green actually, and however I want to do it, it'll allow me to do that. And I'll go ahead and show you what this looked like when we actually stitched it out. So here's like an example of that bunny where we did it in blue, and it was done onto the Floriani Wet and Gone stabilizer, and then it was washed away, and this became a freestanding piece of embroidery. And so you can do a lot of things with this. You could do patches, you could do monograms. There's that are kind of bordered. You can do so many things with it. It's so easy to use. And so we look forward to seeing what you create with it and how you put your own twist on things using this tool. So again, this is the Auto Lace tool. And to come back in here, I want to show you what you have the ability to control in the software. So when you have an Auto Lace object selected, in the properties box you have an Auto Lace tab, and so there's lace parts. So right here we have the ability to work with the lace base or the lace border. So when we're working with a lace base, this is talking about this mesh fill area. You can change the stitch length and you can change the spacing. You also have the ability to change it from a standard grid to a curve. I'm going to go ahead and do that and hit apply, and you'll notice that it just kind of makes it more wavy. It can make things interesting, especially if you're working with something that's like a circle. If I come over here and go to lace border, now you're going to see that I have a lot of things that I can control. The edge thickness, which the edge, we're talking about this fill stitch right here. So if I don't want it to show as much, maybe I want it to back off a little bit and not be so visible, I could come in here and change it to a 3, and you can see that it makes it much less pronounced. And then you have offsets, the steel width, I can control how wide this border is, and the density of that border. And we also have the ability to change corner types, so and that's all with your steel stitch, so the way that it goes around corners can be changed as well. So like with everything, we give you a lot of control over these tools. We make it as simple as clicking a button, and then you can modify it from there in the properties box and control all these different aspects of the Auto Lace. So we hope you love this tool. Can't wait to see what you do with it.